Welcome to the Steadyhand Coffee Break on financial matters that matter to Canadians. And welcome back, Ray Macklem, mortgage broker in Vancouver. Ray and I filmed a separate video that focused on all aspects of applying for a mortgage. And there's a link in the video description below if you haven't seen that video. In this episode, we're going to be discussing a couple of important but more nuanced issues related to buying a home. That is mortgage, life insurance, and property title insurance. Ray, it's great to have you on the Steadyhand Coffee Break. Let's get started.
Great to be back.
Now, when it comes to insurance in general, Ray, I'm always a little skeptical, which is why I wanted to get your expert perspective on these two real estate related forms of insurance. So let's first start by talking about mortgage life insurance. Can you explain this concept?
Yeah, well, I think you're right to be skeptical on matters of the mortgage life insurance in particular. Mortgage life insurance is basically an insurance policy that insures the lender against your death. So if something happens, the beneficiary of that policy is a lender that pays out the mortgage. And I think the reason why the skepticism is warranted there is you're paying for a premium on a declining balance, right? As you pay down your mortgage, the benefit of that policy gets lower. And the beneficiary is the lender directly, as opposed to your estate or your family. And so with those policies, they're also not portable. So if you decide to change lenders at renewal because a different lender is offering you more favorable terms, well, now you're however many 3, 4, 5 years older, having to pay a higher premium for a policy as a result of your age, when perhaps a different policy might have been a better choice for you at the time. So I think the skepticism is definitely warranted there. So
it doesn't sound like a very good product. Are there any, good use cases for it?
It's certainly not something I would ever recommend. There's a debate as to whether it's, better than not having anything at all. I think there is an argument to be made there. If you don't have any insurance, it could be better than nothing. But I don't think banks are known for their altruism and sort of looking after clients. So it is definitely a cross-sell type product that has limited benefit, but a whole lot of advantage for the financial institution that sells it.
Interesting. So if I'm a young couple entering into our first home purchase, and I do worry about what happens if, God forbid, one of us were to die, about the mortgage, I guess it sounds like I might be better off just taking out term life insurance on me rather than somehow conflating it with my mortgage.
Yeah, I think it's always best or generally best to get an independent view of this. The mortgage life insurance, it's one product and it's a one size fits all, but it doesn't really fit anyone. So yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. If you are entering the market and you're looking to insure against a worst case scenario, talk to an expert or professional that can offer you a different range of products that has more long-term value for you.
Okay, I think that's great perspective and kind of fits with my own thinking of it. Let's move on to title insurance. And the reason I'm interested in this, and it may be just related to Ontario and Toronto specifically, but there have been reports of increasing levels of fraud in the property market. And I've heard that fraudsters are actually impersonating property owners to sell their homes or even to refinance them without the owner's knowledge. Tell us what's going on here, and then lead us into what is title insurance and can it help with this risk?
Yeah, I mean it is. I will say it's more common in Ontario than it is out in these parts. It has become an issue for lenders. The title is sort of the integrity of the home, right? It's the basis for the loan that is granted to you by a lender, right? It is the entire security for it. And so anything that impacts that title, whether it's fraudulent charges or liens or just mortgages, whatever the case might be, obviously compromises the lender's interest. So title insurance is something that has evolved. Originally, it was something that was just in lieu of survey reports, but it's become something that's much more important for lenders just to maintain the security and the integrity of the title. And it obviously benefits homeowners as well, right? If somebody fraudulently remortgages your home pretending to be you, that title insurance piece takes care of the cost to remediate the effects of that. And so it benefits the lender, obviously, but it really does benefit the homeowner as well. And it's become ubiquitous. Now there's next to no transactions that we're a part of where a lender isn't requiring title insurance.
Okay, so the fraud thing is more recent, but the real core use of title insurance is to protect both the homeowner as well as the lender against unforeseen title challenges. Like, for example, you've encroached upon your neighbor because you put a fence or a backyard, a hut or something like that, and well, you didn't because you bought the house and it was already there. You just didn't know, and all of a sudden you're now having some sort of a title challenge. Is that kind of the background?
Yeah, and I mean, a quick story on that. We saw a client recently that bought a home in Vancouver where the existing owner had maybe defied the municipal guidelines to increase a deck and so forth. And the lender's response was, "Oh, we'll get title insurance; it'll cover us off in case of any challenges." So it is kind of a catch-all for not only the fraud piece, but for anything that's municipal or encroachments or enforceable stuff by the city.
And you say it's ubiquitous. It's a given. Is it expensive?
It's not terribly expensive. So it's about $225 for properties up to I think it's about 1.25 million, and beyond that, it's a minimal expense beyond that. So it's not a massive expense. And the nice thing is, it's a one-time expense. It's not an annual fee that you have to pay. So it's a pretty reasonable expense to cover off the potential negative consequences.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that I think that covers mortgage and life insurance nicely, and property title insurance nicely. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the community of either homeowners or potential homeowners before we let you go?
I mean, I think the insurance piece is one where definitely consulting with experts is a good way to go, and just asking questions on that side of things, right? So, yeah, no, I don't think a whole lot to add there.
Okay, great. Well, Ray, thank you for this opportunity to discuss these two topics with you. And if people are interested in knowing more about your mortgage advice and brokerage practice, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on social media at Ray at Nest Mortgage. So we post updates, economic updates, macro stuff, and trends in the market. Our website, nestmortgage.co. It's another one where you can go to just get information, subscribe to newsletters. We're constantly communicating with our clients and partners, making sure they're kept up to date. And there's some good stuff in there.
Thanks again, Ray, for being with us today. And thank you for watching. Bye for now.